And an interesting term popped up this week too called buyer fatigue. Are buyers becoming fatigued because they're going out and they're looking at homes and they're writing offers and they're making ridiculous, over list price, waiving inspections, making up appraisal differences, paying the seller's transfer and recording taxes, and they're losing, right? They're not getting their offers accepted. This is your May 2021 real estate market update for Anne Arundel County. Of course, I am James Bowerman. I'm with the Real Creative Group of Douglas Realty. So thank you for watching today. I'm going to dive into a little bit about the metrics of what we're seeing in the real estate market, give you some updates, some comparisons, and then put that into context about what I think is going on in the real estate market right now. So let's jump in and let me talk about some of the numbers here. So I always start with coming soon. We have about 187 listings coming soon. These are homes that aren't actually active yet. They can't be toured, but they will be on the market in the next 21 days or so. This is actually slightly down over a little over 200 that we saw last month. Next, let's talk about active listings. So here, this is interesting when you start to compare these data points. So 613 properties currently active for sale on the market. Now, this is actually slightly up over last month. We've been hovering in the mid 500s as far as available inventory in Anne Arundel County. Now we just got over the 600 mark. That could ebb and flow and go back down or go back up, but not a big change, to be honest, except for when we compare it to last year. A 58% decrease in inventory. Last year at this time we had 1,457 active homes on the market. So there's your inventory crisis, right? When everyone's talking about low inventory, last year we went from 1,457 to a 58% decrease to 613. But stick with me because it's interesting when you start to look at some of the other numbers too. Under contract, we have 1,871 homes currently pending under contract. You can't tour these anymore. The sellers accepted an offer. It's a 9% increase over last month. More homes under contract this month than last month, and a 30% increase compared to last year. Less inventory, but more homes under contract, more pending. Now let's look at sold, because this is where it gets really interesting. So 1,036 homes sold last month in April. That's a 14% increase over the previous month. Now, of course, spring market, we're usually seeing more homes go under contract and be sold during this time. But when we look at homes sold compared to last year, there was only 763 homes sold that month. So that's a 36% increase. So low inventory, right? Not enough homes on the market, but we sold 36% more homes than we did this time last year, and 14% more. So we're selling a lot of homes. In fact, when you look at like the average over the last 10 years in Anne Arundel County, it comes out to be about 7,500 homes or so. So in 1 month, we sold over 1,000. To stick to that pace, is it really low inventory? Is inventory really the problem? I think it's more we just have a surplus of buyers. And I've said this before, it's not really a surprise, but we have so many buyers out there. And an interesting term popped up this week too called buyer fatigue. Are buyers becoming fatigued because they're going out and they're looking at homes and they're writing offers and they're making ridiculous, over list price, waiving inspections, making up appraisal differences, paying the seller's transfer and recording taxes, and they're losing, right? They're not getting their offers accepted. Some buyers, they're going to have some fatigue. They're going to get frustrated with spinning their wheels, especially if that happens again and again and again. But overall, there's still a ton of buyers out there in the market, and they're still selling a ton of homes. Is it really just because there's so much noise around it that people are wanting to buy or wanting to sell more particularly? Because when you think of it as a seller, even sellers, I have a listing now where they went into forbearance because of COVID. They haven't been paying their mortgage, but they've accrued so much appreciation. They have equity in their home now that they can sell it and still walk away. They're not going to go into foreclosure because their home is worth more money now. So it's been appreciating so fast that they can sell. So a lot of people can sell. The challenge, I should say, is for those people who are looking to sell and buy, because home sale contingencies are now kind of looked down upon. It's funny, the buyers their expectation. A lot of buyers I am talking to are like, yeah, I don't know, I'm hearing it's not a great time to buy. Well, interest rates are still really low, so it's still a good time to buy. It's just a challenge when you're competing, and I think that's the buyer fatigue. And then on the seller side, it's almost funny, the expectation of sellers. They want to list it and they want to see everything waived, and in some cases, a lot of cases, we're seeing that, but it's almost a disappointment if somebody's not coming in and waiving the appraisal and giving them, $50,000 over asking price. It's wild out there, but let's keep going. Okay, we're almost done. So let's look at the time on market. Obviously, with homes selling fast, out of those 1,036 properties sold last month, the average days on market was about 20 days. The mean was closer to 5. So homes are still selling very quickly. We are still seeing multiple offers, and that can be pretty much expected to continue. And then lastly, let's look at pricing. So the average sold price in April last month was $490,000, $891. That's a big increase. So that's overall, compared to this time last year, it's a 19% increase. Last year in April, we averaged a sale price of $412,000. So a big increase. Like I said, equity is there. People's properties are worth more money now, and yes, it's a great time to sell. The average list to sold price ratio was 101.4%. So 1.4% over list price on average when selling a home. So that's all I got. If you have questions or comments about the market, leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to get back to you. And until next time, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.